evening, folks. Welcome to the Gateway Motorsports Park, professionally known as the Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway here in Madison, Illinois, just on the eastern side of downtown St. Louis, and we are here under the lights for qualifying for the Bass Pro Shops 500K. We're going to start off with uncharted qualifying here. The uncharted field staying the same since we had an off weekend for the second Cabela's Cup race last weekend. The Scott Series did not race last weekend, and, thus the uncharted list does not change. Here's the 09 of Winnie Calhoun out there making her first laps. One of the first cars to get out there and make laps. We've got the 80 out there as well making some laps. If I remember right, that is Igor Barreto. I believe it is Igor Barreto. Yes, it is. So, then there's the 41 of Aiden Macro. The 54 is Alex Kelly. I'm going to remind myself here. The 91 is Quentin Moore. 31 is Carter Joey. 99 is Madison Tull. 50 is Logan Alexander. 57 is Eric Olson. 26 is Riley Snare. And Winnie Calhoun has already made a lap. There's Zan Kayla making her, not Zan Kayla, I apologize, Barreto making his first lap in the 80. He goes into second with a 35.051. Macro there, the 41, starting his first timed lap. And awaiting the 7 of Zan Kayla, there he is, finally out on the pit road here with just under 3 minutes remaining here in uncharted qualifying. 3 cars so far have made a lap. Having Macro come around to do his first official timed lap, he moves into second behind Winnie Calhoun there with a 34.603. We'll see what Alex Kelly runs this time. 4th fastest. Tull and Moore coming around right now. Tull goes to the top, Moore into the 4th position. So now it's Madison Tull and Winnie Calhoun on the top of the board now. What a shocker that is. 34.377 for Tull. 34.455 for Calhoun. Was not expecting that 09 to be overtaken, but it has happened here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Just under 2 minutes remaining now in uncharted qualifying before we move on to the full field show. Calhoun coming around again, and just in front of him, Alexander and Carter Joey going side by side, heading off into turn 1 and 2. It's still the 99 and 09, 1-2 on the board right now for uncharted qualifying for the Bass Pro Shops 500K, presented by Aldi Markets. But now, Aiden Macro moves into that second position there in the RB Chevrolet with a 34.249. We'll see if that changes here. Madison Tull runs a 34.163 to further her grip on the number 1 position there. Macro still in second, and it's a 3-way battle here on the track. Surprising that they're doing this in qualifying and not, well, they could do it during the race, but this isn't a race. This is qualifying. I'm shocked we're seeing this with only 11 cars out on the track, rather than the 40, as opposed to the 42 we're going to have in the full field qualifying. We're even seeing this with 11 cars on the track. That's interesting. But with 35 seconds to go now in this session, Joey, Alexander, and Calhoun still going at it, coming out of turn number 2 there. Looks like they may single it out now and might run some clean laps here, but gotta wonder if their tires have fallen apart as a result of that. By the way, Aiden Macro has gone to the top of the board with a 34.158. Madison Tull still in second. They just switched spots on the board, but it is still Tull and Macro advancing from uncharted qualifying if things stay the way they are right now. 23 seconds remaining as we had a reset. We could have another one. So we'll have to see what happens here at the end of this 15 seconds or 10 seconds now or so. As the clock is going to tick down again, we'll see if we have another reset here after the time ticks down. And it is going to be another 30 seconds or so. So, Macro still on the top of the board with a 34.158. Toll a 34.163. Things staying the same right now. 15 seconds to go. Quentin Moore went wide in turn 3 and 4. Don't think he's going to be faster. But we'll see if any of these guys and gals can come around here and spoil the show with just a few seconds remaining. Do they have enough time to make it? They all did, but nothing changes. And it's going to be Aiden Macro and Madison Tall advancing to the Bass Pro Shops 500K here at Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway. And here we are for full field qualifying here at the Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway here in Madison, Illinois for the Bass Pro Shops 500K. Race 21 out of 32, no, race 22 out of 32 here in the Season 3 of the NOFSRL Cabela's Cup Series. After last week's thrilling barn burner in the sun at Richmond, we have another night race here in the Madison, Illinois 1.25 mile Gateway Motorsports Park. And don't exactly know how this race is going to go. We have the Scots National Series, of course, tonight, just after we have qualifying up here. It'll be about an hour after. So we'll get an idea, somewhat, of how the cars are going to handle here. Obviously, a completely different aero package, a little more horsepower with these things, 750 as opposed to 650 in those Scots National cars. This is definitely a flatter track, so it could be a little more difficult to overtake, but temperatures are scorching for it being the evening right now. About 95 degrees right now here, with it being the summertime, so temperatures are warm here in just outside of the St. Louis area, even here in the evening in the summertime. So we have two cars that have already gone and done full lap times. It's the 77 and 33. 77 to Trey Smith on top of the board. Jacob Thibodeau there in second. And now a whole lot more getting up there. Andrew Miller to the top with a 34.570. Blistering lap there for the Team Velocitar driver. Trey Smith is going to take it right back away from him there in that 77. Sophia Fragniti there in third. Tight Nicholas fourth. Charlotte winner Christopher Reynolds was in fifth. Now gets dropped to the 7th position as looks like the 15 of Daisy Johnson has worked her way up there inside the top 5. Now, how about Dan Park? A big surprise there, the driver of the 22. He's up in third now. Andrew Miller goes back to the top at 34.170. A brilliant lap there by Andrew Miller. Just over 7 minutes remaining here in this qualifying session. Madison Toll coming down onto the pit road there in car 99. Getting some early adjustments here. Obviously the car not agreeing with her at all. Hasn't even run a lap yet. Or maybe that's her just coming out onto the track. Never mind. Just coming out onto the racetrack for the first time. Dan Park has moved to the pole position. Ben Crouch on his outside for the start of the race and into the wall off turn 2 goes Andrew Williams, the Fontana winner. He'll get the car back under him. Sebastian Kukulon has moved into the 2nd position there in the car 82. There he is. 34.131 for the driver of the flagship car for Trinity River Racing. Hasn't won a race this season yet, but he has definitely come close. His teammate Sam Oskin has won twice this season. He won at Homestead in race number 2 of the season, backed it up with another 1.5 mile win at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway a few weeks ago. And he would like to join his teammate on the all-time wins list, still awaiting his first career win on the Trinity River Network in anything. He's only ever participated in the Cabela's Cup Series, but he has come so close so many times. Season 1 finished in the top 10 in points. Season 2 had an atrocious season. And Season 3, he's come so close so many times. Homestead was running up front late. In both races at the Pocono doubleheader, especially the second one, where he was actually leading some laps. Looked like he might have had a shot to win, but didn't quite work out for him, and he slipped backwards towards the end of that one. But here, looking for some redemption. Right now, 6th on the board, as RJ Racero is on the top of things with a 34.051. So close to running a 33. Now 4 minutes and 25 seconds remaining here at Gateway Motorsports Park, or Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway, whichever you'd like to call it. Racero there going side by side with Andrew Williams, as Ethan Lewis, Daytona winner from a couple weeks ago, has moved into the second position on the board. There he is. He won the AutoNation 400 the weekend prior to the Pocono doubleheader, so 3 weeks ago, 4 races ago. And he is looking to have another solid run for Team Velocistar. Finished inside the top 10 last week at Richmond on that slick track. He has definitely been picking it up for that 51 team. They did not start off the season good at all, but they are starting to turn things around here. Nathan Smith has just gone to the top of the board in car 84. There he is, a 34.010, and you can't get much closer to a 33 than that. Great lap for him. That'll put Racero second, Ethan Lewis third, Owen Miles fourth, Dan Park fifth, Will Parrish sixth, Sophia Fragniti seventh, Sebastian Kukulon eighth, Stephen Colon, Nashville winner ninth, and two-time winner of the season and Season 1 champion Ben Crouch 10th on track right now, with 2 minutes 45 seconds remaining here in full field qualifying for the 50-lap race tomorrow, the Bass Pro Shops 500K presented by Aldi. Alexander Rowe coming down to the pit road there in that Ryan Racing 11. He's going to look to get some adjustments here for the remainder of the session, see if he can improve his car. He sits 18th on the board right now, and he'd like to get his way to the front here in qualifying while he has the time. He'd like to get on some 4 fresh Goodyears and be jacked up on Sunoco fuel, so he can just go out there and run like heck and see if he can get a top 10 time, preferably on the inside line. Here's Aiden Macro, one of the Uncharted drivers, coming off the pit road, and trouble for Will Parrish in the 0, 7th on track right now, and look out. Yeah, he's definitely got a parts failure on that Ruby Motorsports car. It's not the first time this season that has happened for Ethan Farley's team. Whatever it is, he's gone down to the warm-up lane now. And owner Ethan Farley, this is a sight that's all too familiar for him, despite the fact that Parrish led the points for a majority of the season so far. They have been on a dismal streak as of late, fallen from first, well outside the top 10 in points. And at least he knows he's starting at least 7th right now. We could see a lot more shuffling through the remainder of this session, but there's not really a whole lot going on right now. We'll have to see once people have done pit stops, like changing tires and adjusting the wedge and everything. We'll see how their cars handle. We'll see what kind of laps these guys and gals can run here with 40 seconds remaining here at Gateway Motorsports Park for qualifying for the Bass Pro Shops 500K. Mitchell Collins, the defending race winner here in the Cabela's Cup Series, stole it late at Richmond last weekend for owner Zachary Fitzwater and Fitzwater Australia Racing. He won the Steel German Tools 400. It's just called the Steel 400. And he, right now, is on track for an 8th place starting position. Not on the inside as he would like, as one would prefer going around Gateway Motorsports Park. But he is trying to pick up the pace, or maybe hopes someone, at least one car, overtakes him in these final 20 seconds or so. Right now, the top 10, Nathan Smith, RJ Racero, Ethan Lewis, Andrew Miller, Owen Miles, Dan Park, Will Parrish, Mitchell Collins, Sophia Fragniti, and Aiden Macro, the top 10. Macro knocking Kukulon back to the 11th position, just outside of the top 10. As the clock ticks to 0, we'll have another 30 seconds as the officials have reset the clock. And how about Racero? Take a look to the inside of Roy Ribbleton, no longer the worst driver in the Cabela's Cup Series. Well, to be fair, he never was. He just made a few mistakes at that Martinsville race and just seemed to get caught up in every wreck possible as the weeks had followed. But he's definitely turned it around, well inside the top 10 in points for that Fitzwater Australia Racing team. As the clock ticks to 0, Nathan Smith, your pole sitter here for the Bass Pro Shops 500K. RJ Racero 2nd, Ethan Lewis 3rd, Andrew Miller in the 4th position there. Owen Miles 5th, Dan Park 6th, Will Parrish 7th, Mitchell Collins 8th, Sophia Fragniti 9th, and Aiden Macro rounds out the top 10 here at Gateway. We will scroll through the rest of your starting lineup here. Doesn't look like we have any ties to worry about, so first time in a while that has been the case. But there you go. The slowest time goes to Keegan Thompson in the 46 with a 34.520. He's going to have his work cut out for him tomorrow night here at Gateway Motorsports Park. But that's going to wrap us up here in Madison, Illinois. We will see you later on tonight for the Scots National Series and tomorrow night for the Cabela's Cup Series Bass Pro Shops 500K. Y'all take care, stay safe, and have a good one.